everybody. Welcome back to Papaya ASMR. We're almost at 2K subscribers. Thank you so much. I have a lot of fun getting home from work and just reading all your comments. This video was actually requested by someone, and I really liked the idea, so I thought I would do it. It's going to be reading you guys a story. Now we have a couple to choose from. I have these ladybird tales. They're just classic bedtime stories. You guys should all be familiar with these. I'll go through some of the options we have today. So, for the first one, we have Rapunzel. This one, I think everyone has, at least heard about it, hopefully. But it's about a girl with very long hair who gets trapped in a tower. And a prince that comes along to save her. If you guys have watched the movie Tangled, I love that movie. That's Rapunzel. Okay, so that's the first option. Second option we have is Rumplestiltskin. So, Rumplestiltskin is about a man who has a very unique skill. He can spin straw into gold, but he's a little devious, so that kind of creates a fun story. Okay, so that's Rumplestiltskin. The last story we have is The Princess and the Pea. This one, I think, was my favorite growing up. It's about a girl who has to prove herself to be a princess and how she does so. These are very short. I used to read them when I didn't really know how to read. I kind of learned how to read with these. So, I think for tonight, I'm going to read you guys The Princess and the Pea. I also really liked the covers of these. I loved reading a book with pictures, mostly because that means there was less words, which was good for me, but I didn't know how to read. But I also really liked the quality of the pictures. Kind of had a dreamy look to it. Kind of looks like airbrushed almost. It's the girl in the picture. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 11 mattresses stacked on top. She has to use a ladder to get to it. Of course, we have Ladybird Tales logo right here. Okay, let's just get right into the book. So, we have a map that shows kind of all these little fairy tales. I actually loved this map, oh my goodness. I forgot about this. But if you look closely, you can see all of these little fairy tales. This is Little Red Riding Hood going to the forest, get to her grandma's house. There is a troll under this bridge, some little animals trying to get by. There's a prince on a white stallion going to probably save her princess. Oh, and there's Rapunzel. There's Rapunzel with her long hair. Rapunzel stuck in her tower with her long hair. We have, what else do we have? Oh, I think we have a little what's called Peter Pan situation here with the mermaids. The pirate ship and the pirate ship. else do we have? We have a little gingerbread man running from all the animals. We have so many things going on here. We have this goose, which I think was the one that lays the golden eggs. It's the one that lays the golden eggs. At least that's what I came up with when I was a kid. We also have Rumplestiltskin down here. Rumplestiltskin by his fire. Okay, get into the story now. The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, there was a prince. When he grew up, he wanted to marry a princess, but he wanted her to be a real princess. A real princess. The prince went all over the world looking for a real princess whom he could marry. So you can see him traveling far and wide. The prince met many princesses, but there was always something the matter with them. One was too tall and another was too small. One was too sad and another was too jolly. Somehow or other, not one of the princesses was just right. The prince was never quite sure if they were real princesses. So look here, he's kind of like, not quite sure. Some are too sad, too jolly, too tall, too small. He's a very picky prince. At last, the prince came home again. He was very sad because he did not want to marry. Oh, because he did want to marry a real princess. He did want to marry a real princess. Look, he's so sad. He couldn't find a real princess. Then one night, there was a terrible storm. The lightning flashed, the thunder roared, the wind blew, and the rain poured down. You can see here all the lightning pouring down. And there's a visitor coming to the gates of the palace. In the middle of the storm, there was a knock on the door of the castle. The old king went to open the door. There, standing outside in the pouring rain, there was a lovely lady. She might have been a princess, but she was so wet that it was difficult to tell. Difficult to tell in her robe coming from the rain. Her hair was so wet that the water from it was running down her face. Her clothes were so wet that the water was pouring out of them. Her shoes were so wet that the water was running in at the toes and out at the heels. So this is her. She's very pretty. The king led the princess into the castle, out of the wind and the rain. There she stood in a pool of water, and all she could say was, "I am a real princess. I am a real princess. I am a real princess. I am a real princess." The prince could not believe his ears when he heard her say, "I am a real princess." "We'll see about that," thought the old queen, but she did not say anything. All she said was nothing. She said that. She thought it in her head. We'll see about that. We will see. While the princess was being bathed and dried and dressed in dry clothes, the queen went to see about a bedroom for her. She went to see about a bedroom for her. queen had all the bedclothes taken off the bed. Then she put a pea under the mattress. She put a pea under the mattress. She put a pea under the mattress. Then more and more mattresses were put on top until there were 20 mattresses on top of the pea. 20 mattresses on top of the pea. 20 mattresses on top of the pea. On top of the little pea. There were 20 mattresses. That's a lot of mattresses. Then the queen had 20 feather beds piled on top of the 20 mattresses, even more. Now we shall find out if you are a real princess, said the queen to herself. Said the queen to herself. Look at her. Devious look in her eyes. When the princess was warmed and fed, the queen led her to the bedroom and tucked her into bed. Took her into the bedroom and tucked her into bed and tucked her into bed. In the morning, the old queen went to see the princess. "How did you sleep, my dear?" she asked her. "Dreadfully," she replied. "I hardly slept a wink all night." "What was the matter?" asked the old queen. "I do not know what was in the bed," replied the princess, "but there was something hard in it. Now I am black and blue all over. I am black and blue all over," she said. Then the queen knew that this was a real princess, because she had felt the pea through 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds. Only a real princess could be as tender as that. As tender as that. The prince was filled with joy when the old queen told him that they had indeed found a real princess. A wedding was arranged between the prince and the real princess. Then there was a great joy in the castle. There was great joy in the castle. See, everyone so happy. Everyone so happy. As for the pea, it was placed in a museum. It may still be seen there if no one has taken it away. Was the end of the story, The Princess and the Pea. I hope it made you sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. I think I would like to make a couple more videos reading the other stories. I hope you enjoyed.